Hi, Jim. I thought I'd make a little video for you about Grandma's gravy. Um, just in case you can't find the recipe one time and you can't get in touch with me for some reason and you need to make emergency meatballs, you could always refer to this video. And I thought that would be a good idea. So I'm going to kind of go through the recipe and the ingredients and just record it, and so that you'll always have it that you can refer to. I'll post it on YouTube or something. But the list of ingredients are 2 large cans of Italian tomatoes and 1 can of paste, fresh parsley and basil. And if you don't have fresh, you can always use the spices that come in the jar or whatever. 1 large onion and as much garlic as you like. And you need sausage and some chopped beef, chopped meat. So, to start off with, you use a saucepan, a spaghetti saucepan, and you take some olive oil, you coat the bottom of the pan with the olive oil, and you put your sausage and half of an onion in there, and you leave the onion whole. And you brown the sausage, and I like to cook it slow and brown it for about 30 minutes and keep turning it so that it's brown all over. And then I take the sausage out when it's done, take it out of the pan, and I drain, if there's a lot of grease, I drain the grease out, but I leave a little bit on the bottom of the pan, so just to give a coating for it. Because the next thing you're going to do is put your garlic in. So you're going to take your onion out and your sausage out, and you're going to drain the grease, and then you're going to put your garlic in now. And I don't like a lot of garlic, so you decide how much garlic you like. I use like 2 or 3 cloves, but some people like a stronger garlic taste. Now, this is the part where I say don't burn the garlic, and that's what your grandmother always used to say to me. So you really want to cook it, just saute it until it's like translucent and soft, and you don't want to burn it. The next thing you do is, then after that's done, you're ready to put your tomatoes in, and if it, depending on what kind of tomatoes you use, I like a smooth sauce, so I put mine in the blender with the parsley, with the basil, and with the tomato paste, and mix it all up so that it's nice and smooth before I put it in the pot. So after you do that, you put the tomatoes and tomato paste with the parsley and the basil all mixed together, and you put that in the pot that you had sauteed the garlic in. You let the sauce come to a boil. The tomatoes come to a boil until they kind of foam at the top. You really let them boil until they come to a foam at the top, and then you turn the heat down to simmer so that the tomato sauce is now kind of gently bubbling, and then you can put your sausage into the pot. Now, while that's cooking, I usually like to cook that for about an hour. I make my meatballs at this point. Now, for the meatballs, I use about 1.5 pounds of chopped meat, some Parmesan cheese, about half a cup, breadcrumbs, about 1/4 of a cup, 2 eggs which are beaten, and salt and pepper, and parsley, fresh parsley chopped really fine, or again, if you don't have the fresh, you can use the spices in the jar, and garlic chopped really fine. And again, depending on how much garlic you like, you judge. And then you mix that all together and you form them into meatballs. You're going to fry the meatballs with the other half of the onion that you use. So you take the other half of the whole onion, you put that in with the meatballs, and you fry the meatballs with the onion. And again, we like to say we tend the meatballs. So you let them cook, not too fast. You want them to brown. And what I do is, once they start, the grease starts to spatter, and it'll cook almost the whole meatball even before you turn it. So when you see the meatball start to get a little gray, all the way up to almost the top or halfway, that's when I turn it, and the bottom should be brown then. But I think you kind of know how to make the meatballs at that point. Once they're done, you take them out, and I put them in a dish, and then I add them with the other half of onion to the tomato sauce. And I like to cook the sauce then again for about another hour, simmering very gently, bubbly. Don't let the sauce burn. Every once in a while, check it and make sure that you turn it so that you don't want to burn the sauce either. Um, I, I put a lid on it. I put a lid on the sauce, like halfway. Um, some people don't, but that's what I do. But anyway, I think that's everything. I don't know. I saw your pictures on Facebook, and your sauce looks delicious. So I'm sure that you have it down pat by now. But just in case you don't, I thought I'd make this little video for you. And feel free to pass it on to whoever. So here, that's Grandma's gravy. Love you. Bye bye.